It's only a game. Why you have to be mad?
What is up, heroes of Dominion? My name is Charlie. This is Hero Wars Central, and in today's video, we're going to talk about the other half of the twins team, that is the damage-dealing hero, Lars. Now, both of these heroes are interesting damage-dealing heroes, but really they shine when paired together. However, this tier list is, in essence, an individual examination of each hero on their own merits, right, and how well they function in the world of Hero Wars by themselves in various activities. So we can't always just say Lars and Krista, pair them together, and then call it a day. We got to talk about them each individually. And I already did the video about Krista. I stand by my judgment of her. She is what she is. But Lars, on the other hand, Lars is another type of hero altogether. At least when it comes to overall effectiveness and power level. So tier list on the screen now, 5 tiers. Funny names, I know, but we came up with them in my live stream. If you wanna be a part of the shenanigans that are in my live stream, I like to live stream, Monday through Friday. So join us if you'd like. The hero Lars is a backline mage / control hero. Main stat is intelligence. One of the 2 members of the quote-unquote twins, even though Lars and Krista are not the same age. Interesting note, Jorgen is a 3rd sibling. Okay, Jorgen is the brother of Lars and Krista, so kind of a fun little storyline there. Although there isn't a Lars and Krista story yet. There's not a Lars and Krista lore article yet, but there should be. They're very interesting heroes. So Lars's skills are very strong, and Lars is one of the best area of effect damage dealing heroes in the game, and he doesn't need Krista, but Krista will enhance that. So let's talk about the skills, and then we'll talk about a little bit more as we talk about each new skill. I'll add some anecdotal stuff here and there. So we have Lord of the Storm. Lars summons a storm at the enemy's backline, dragging heroes to its eye and applying a mark of water to each of them. So a couple of things to note here. This is based on level, so the higher level you are, the closer you are to max you are, the better this is going to be. In fact, if you're at max level, the vortex will always grab all heroes unless there's something preventing them from being moved, such as Anvari or something else. Applies the watermark debuff. Okay, this ability in itself does no damage, does not do any damage at all. Kind of like Kark in that regard. Kark's ability to knock 3 heroes up is strong, and of course they're stunned when they land. Similarly, Lars will debuff with Mark of Water. However, neither of those abilities do damage. It's where the other abilities come in that really starts to show the damage output of heroes like Lars and Kark. Chain Lightning, the green ability, launches an electrical charge, hitting each enemy 1 by 1. Good amount of magic attack modifier, 35% is strong. Hits every enemy on the enemy team, similar to Kira's bouncing blades attack or whatever it's called. Then we have Lightning Bolt, the blue ability, strikes the nearest enemy with a lightning bolt, dealing damage and stunning them for 4 seconds. Enemies with a Mark of Water are prioritized. So now you can see the first kind of coordination between abilities, and Lars is one of those heroes that's been tweaked a little bit better than most heroes have been. There's a bunch of heroes in this game, and a third of them roughly are damage dealing heroes, but not all of them have a kit so well designed. Some heroes like Fox and Kark, and in this example Lars, all of the abilities work really well together instead of having just 4 separate abilities kind of thrown together. Usually they're all 4, but take Astaroth, for example. All 4 of Astaroth's abilities are strong, but they don't really play on each other as well as they should, right? So this will do damage and stun the closest enemy, and you can see 45% magic attack is a lot of damage, So whichever hero has the Mark of Water, the closest hero, often is the tank. Sometimes it's the second in line. That's going to take a huge amount of damage and get stunned, and Lars's stuns are potent. And then finally we have the Violet ability. All of Lars attacks, basic attacks, Chain Lightning, Lightning Bolt, all of Lars's attacks against enemies with a Mark of Water deal additional damage and stun them for a longer period of time. So you can see here, I don't have the ability unlocked and my Lars is only level 1. This is providing 40% damage on top of whatever damage the chain lightning ability and the lightning bolt ability and the basic attack ability was doing already. That's a lot of damage. That's almost, well, that's a lot of damage. And it also will increase the stun duration. These scale up a little bit, but it's this ability right here. It's this violet passive that makes Lars one of the best damage dealing heroes in the game. One of the best damage dealing heroes in the game. Four skins. We have the default skin, which is intelligence. We have the masquerade skin, which is the most ridiculous skin I've seen in the game. Magic attack. We have the devil skin, which provides magic penetration. And then finally, we have the new cybernetic skin, which provides armor. Now, in my opinion, the best looking of the 4 skins is the 4th one, that is armor. However, maybe you don't want to go by looks. Maybe you want to go by effectiveness. So I would prioritize magic penetration. Magic penetration and then magic attack, then leveling up intelligence and then leveling up armor. Something to keep in mind is one of the ways to counter Lars is with Cornelius, and Cornelius specifically crushes heroes with the highest intelligence on your team. So if you can keep Lars's intelligence below your healers or below Krista's, keep him a little safe. In that regard, maybe it's better to prioritize armor over intelligence, but intelligence does help with magic attack, so it's hard to justify that argument. It really is. So I would say, the devil skin first, then the masquerade skin, then the default skin, and then finally the cybernetic skin. The glyphs, magic penetration, magic attack, intelligence, health, and defense in that order. Pretty standard fare. And because of the fact that not only does Lars have a magic penetration skin, as well as a magic penetration glyph, and additionally a magic penetration artifact, that Lars by himself is one of the higher tier. If this were an S through F tier list, Lars is going to be one of the higher damage dealers, one of the better damage dealers in the game. Never mind how well his abilities mesh, never mind how, what good team synergy he has with Krista or other heroes. The ability that Lars on his own can provide enough magic penetration to penetrate the enemy's magic defense without needing an additional hero to provide that is a significant note. It's very significant note to this hero. And if this were a traditional tier list of power level, which this is not, Lars would be ranked pretty high. But you can see his Stormy Talisman provides magic penetration for the whole team. The Manuscript of the Void, the book, provides magic penetration and magic attack, and Ring of Intelligence there at the bottom for their ring. Leveling order, I would work on the Manuscript of the Void first. Getting the Stormy Talisman to 3-star would be a nice priority as well. But I think when it comes down to it, I would work on the book, leveling up probably Krista's weapon, maybe your tank's weapon, and then Krista's ring or your healer's ring. If it were me, So where do I put Lars in the tier here? And I think it's pretty obvious that Lars, being a damage dealer that does not provide a ton of utility outside of his fantastic stuns, is a stop sign tier hero. And I don't know of anybody that would really argue with that. I think that Lars shines when you build a team around him, supporting him, protecting him. And speaking of protection, one of the counters to Lars, and there are a couple counters to Lars if you're having trouble with Lars. Obviously, Cornelius will wreck the highest intelligence hero on your team, so you want to make sure you have a higher intelligence Krista to protect Lars. You have heroes like Ju that specifically target the backline, so if you can have a hero pushing Lars forward, such as Martha, or maybe another healer like Thea or Dorian in the back, that would be fantastic. You could use Rufus to provide your team with some magic defense. You could use Anvari, although Anvari is not going to help as much as you think to counter against Lars. But another interesting idea to counter Lars, the one that I'm going to do a video on later this afternoon, is Darkstar. Now, Darkstar has an ability that will slow down Lars's energy gain and damage output, and it's just enough in some cases, not every case, to cause a break in the synergy between Lars and Krista, or break in the consistency and the damage flow, damage output of Lars himself. So very strong hero. It can be countered just like any hero, but the twins I feel like are one of the most popular and definitely the most effective teams in all of Hero Wars, especially on the mobile version of the game, where magic defense overall is lower, where you don't have a stronger Sebastian. Sebastian's way stronger on Facebook than on mobile. But yeah, Lars is a very strong hero. Very hard to get late in the campaign unless you get lucky with an event like we have now. But yeah, so with all that being said, wrap the video up here. If you are inclined to learn a little bit more about the twins, I'll have a couple of more videos shown on the screen right now about Lars and Krista, or Lars individually, or maybe Krista individually. I wish that there was a lore article published about these two, but there unfortunately has not been. So that's a big bummer. But I love you all. Good luck in Dominion.